Dear students, today we will study about the Ampere circuital law. As we have studied in electrostatics the Gauss's law or the Gauss's theorem, similarly we study about Ampere circuit law in magnetism. Now it states that the line integral of the magnetic field B around any closed path in vacuum is equal to mu naught times the net current I threading the closed path. Mathematically we can write the closed integral of B dot dl. This is the line integral of the magnetic field around a closed path is equal to mu naught times the current threading the loop. For n turns we can write closed integral of B dot dl is equal to mu naught ni. Keep in your mind that it is the dot product of B and dl and I is the total current threading the loop. Applications of Ampere circuital law. So first of all, we will find the magnetic field due to an infinitely long straight wire carrying conductor. Magnetic field due to an infinite long straight wire carrying current, carrying conductor. Current carrying conductor we can say. So consider an infinitely long wire, say XY, lying in the plane of the paper. Suppose XY is an infinitely long wire lying in the plane of the paper. IV the current flowing through the wire from Y to X. Y to X the current is flowing in the wire. I is the magnitude of the current and Y to X is the direction of the current. Let P be a point at a perpendicular distance R from the straight wire and B be the magnetic field at P. We have considered P a point, R distance from the wire and B is the magnetic field at point P. So in order to use the Ampere circuital law to get the magnetic field at point P, we have to use an Amperian loop. Just like we have used a Gaussian surface in the case of Gauss theorem in electrostatics. Here we use an Amperian loop. Now consider a circle of radius r with center on the wire as Amperian loop such that point P lies on the loop. Here we have taken a circle as the Amperian loop whose center is a point on the circle so that the point P lies on the Amperian loop. Now as we have the Amperian loop, we can use the Ampere circuital law. Now the line integral of B around the closed loop, let B is the magnetic field at point P, so the line integral of the magnetic field at point P around the closed loop, B is the magnetic field at point P and the total magnetic field, line integral of the magnetic field B dot dl for the closed loop, it is given as closed integral of B dot dl for the total length of the conductor. So B dot dl is equal to B dl cos 0. Why cos 0? Because the angle between dl and B, if we take a small portion dl of the Amperian loop and B, the direction is same, so we have to write cos 0 as 0 is the angle between B and dl. Now this will be equal to B and closed integral of dl. Now what is the total length? It is 2 pi r. So closed integral of dl, the total length of the Amperian loop, it is equal to 2 pi r, as r is the radius, 2 pi r will be the circumference. So we can write closed integral of b dot dl is equal to b dot 2 pi r. So say this is the first equation. Also by Ampere circuital law, b closed integral of b dot dl, it is equal to mu naught times the current threading the Amperian loop. So what is the current threading the Amperian loop? It is I only. A single wire is passing through the Amperian loop and I is the current flowing through it. So mu naught times I. So b dot dl is equal to mu naught I. First we have found the magnetic field by using the integration, and second by using the Ampere circuital law. Now both are equal, so equating them we will have b dot 2 pi r is equal to mu naught I. So b is equal to mu naught I by 2 pi r. This is the result for the magnetic field at a point due to an infinite straight current carrying conductor. So we have seen that as we have applied the Gauss's theorem in electrostatic to find the electric field, similarly we apply the same steps to find the magnetic field using Ampere circuital law. First we have used the integration, second we have used the Ampere circuital law. Equating them we get this. So B is directly proportional to mu, V is directly proportional to the magnitude of the current, and B is inversely proportional to the distance of the point under consideration. B is inversely proportional to R. Now, second application, the magnetic field due to a solenoid. Magnetic field due to a solenoid. Point is inside the solenoid. Now, you might have seen the solenoid, it is just like a straight coil of some length. So here we are considering a long solenoid, so that whatever the point we will take inside the solenoid, the magnetic field will be the same. So consider a long solenoid with n number of turns per unit length. Here we have taken n number of turns per unit length of the solenoid, and I be the current flowing through the solenoid. I be the current flowing through the solenoid. I is the current, n is the number of turns per unit length of the conductor. Just like this, suppose we have this solenoid and say n is the number of turns here we have taken. So consider a point P lies well inside where we have to find magnetic field due to current carrying solenoid. P is a point well inside the solenoid. Here we have taken the simplified diagram. P is a point well inside the solenoid where we have to find the magnetic field due to current carrying solenoid. Consider PQ is equal to L. Now we consider PQRS as an Amperian loop, and the length of PQ, say it is L. So closed integral of B dot dl for loop PQRS, closed integral around loop PQRS of B dl means line integral of the magnetic field around the loop PQRS. This can be written as in four parts, as PQ is one part, QR is another part, RS is another part of the loop, and SR is the SP is the another part. So these four parts we can take from P to Q integration of B dot dl plus Q to R B dot dl, and from R to S integration of B to dl B dot dl, and from S to R integration of B dot dl. Now for PQ, the magnetic field will be along the direction inside the solenoid. The magnetic field is parallel to the axis. So dl B dot dl, the angle between them means B, angle between B and dl will be 0. So we can write B dot dl as B dl cos 0, plus for path QR, the magnetic field will be parallel to the axis, and this is Q to R, this is perpendicular. So the angle between B dot dl for path Q to R will be 90 degree. So we will write B dl cos 90, plus for third R to S, I have written here as 0 dot dl, because if we take SR close to the solenoid but outside, the magnetic field near to the solenoid but outside will be 0. So for B we can write 0 dot dl, and for the fourth part SR SP, from S to P, B dot dl, again it will be cos 90, as magnetic field is parallel to the axis, so perpendicular to this path SP. So V dl cos 90. Now cos 90, the value of cos 90 is 0. So we have two terms where the value of cos 90 is 0. So it will be 0, it will be 0, and this will be 0. So the three terms will have 0. 0, 0, 0. So only this will be there. So integration from P to Q B dl, as B will be same. So the integration of dl from point P to Q, for this P to Q, the integration of dl. What is the total length from P to Q? It is L. So the integration of dl from point P to Q, it will be L. So first expression we will get that closed integral of B dl for the path PQRS, it is equal to B into L. So this is the first expression. Also by Ampere's circuital law, B closed integral of B dot dl, it is equal to mu naught times the total current. Now what is the total current here? I is the current flowing through each turn. Now what is the total number of turns? It is NL. NL is the total number of turns in the path Amperian loop. Threading the Amperian loop, the total number of turns is NL. So the net current will be equal to NLI. Here I have written net current threading the loop PQRS is equal to NL. This is the NLI, total net current. So NL is the total number of turns, because N is the number of turns per unit length. The length of the loop is L. So the total turns of the solenoid in this length is equal to NL. current through each turn is I, so the total current threading the loop PQRS is NLI. So according to Ampere circuital law, the closed integral of B dot dl is equal to mu naught times NLI. So first and second, if we equate them, we will get BL is equal to mu naught NLI. So L and L will cancel out and we will get B is equal to mu naught Ni. N, keep in your mind, N is equal to, or N is the number of turns per unit length of the solenoid. In some questions, instead of n, total number of turns may be given and the length of the solenoid may be given. So by using Ampere circuital law, we can find the magnetic field due to a straight infinitely long current carrying conductor, and we can find the magnetic field due to a long solenoid, straight solenoid, and this Ampere circuital law can also be used to find the magnetic field for a circular solenoid. Thank you.